Hello, my name is Liz and welcome to the Tiny Treatery, and today all of the food I am eating is going to be made with Mountain Dew. I am an avid Diet Mountain Dew drinker. I would definitely say it's my favorite soda. I don't drink regular Mountain Dew, but I do have some for the purposes of today, so I guess I'll try it and see how I feel about it. But I don't know if you're aware, there is a website called recipes.mountaindew.com, and it appears to be a legit Mountain Dew branded website. PepsiCo Inc., all rights reserved. So I've chosen a selection of things that I'm gonna make off of this website, and that is going to be my food for the day. So the first thing is Mountain Dew pancakes. So it's pretty simple. You just take complete pancake mix and you put Mountain Dew in instead of water or whatever, and then you also make a little syrup by mixing sugar, corn syrup, and Mountain Dew. So ignore the fact that I am eating breakfast at basically 3 p.m. So in the tiny cow pot, I am bringing sugar, corn syrup, and Mountain Dew to a boil or something, and this is going to be the syrup for the pancakes. And here I have half a cup of pancake mix and a fourth of a cup of Mountain Dew. The original recipe is 4 times as large as this, and it makes 12 pancakes, but I only need 3 pancakes, so I reduced it. So I guess I just simply put the Mountain Dew in here and mix it up. So this says it's gonna make 3 pancakes. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know if I need more liquid. I might put a little more in. It might have been too much extra liquid, but it feels a little more like a batter now. I guess it's pancake time. 1 pancake, 2 pancakes, and 3 pancakes. So I have my Mountain Dew pancakes here. The instructions did say that you could put food coloring in them, and I probably should have, because it would have increased the dew factor and honestly the weird grossness factor for my thumbnail, but I didn't do it. So here is our Mountain Dew syrup. I guess I'll just pour this on and then stop the video to take a picture for my thumbnail and then try it out. Yeah, it doesn't really look much like this was made with Mountain Dew, but it was, I promise. Also, as I'm sure you've noticed, there are some grapes on this plate because health is important, but, grapes are not made of Mountain Dew. However, I have filled the spray bottle with Diet Mountain Dew. So I'm going to mist these grapes in a sheen of Diet Dew, and now it counts as having made them with Diet Dew. Before I taste the pancakes and the syrup, I do have a little shot glass of regular Dew, since I'm very familiar with the delicious taste of Diet Dew, but not regular. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I like that. I prefer the aspartame blast of diet drinks. Really get some syrup on them. I'm honestly not really sure these taste anything like Dew at all. Even the syrup is just kind of sugary. Well, that's potentially a bit of a letdown. Yeah, I mean, doesn't taste like that, that's for sure. Wonder how these Diet Dew grapes taste. Again, I'm not really sure I can taste it. Sorry about that, folks. I don't really know what to say, but there are other meals on the docket today, so maybe another one of them will taste more like Dew. Honestly, I'm not that hopeful, given how this is going. I guess I'll finish my 4 p.m. almost breakfast and get back to you later with the next meal. Next on the list is lunch, and we have a Mountain Dew grilled cheese sandwich lined up for us, and I am horrified by the idea of this. You're basically supposed to take some Mountain Dew and reduce it, I guess, so it's more concentrated, and then mix it in with cheese until the cheese is melted, and then squish it between some bread. Disgusting, I know. Just want to note, I am making one change to this recipe. So the recipe involves both shredded cheddar cheese and cream cheese. And I am not including the cream cheese because there is enough footage of me on this channel gagging or even throwing up because I had to eat something that involved cream cheese. So I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna do the cheddar cheese. It's gonna be disgusting enough. I think you'll be entertained enough. All right, so for this one, I need to reduce 3 ounces of Mountain Dew because I divided it for 1 serving size. This is 2 ounces. 3. All right, so I'm supposed to reduce that to 1 tablespoon. So in the original recipe, you reduce 12 ounces of Mountain Dew into a fourth of a cup, and I divided the whole thing by 4, so 3 ounces into 1 tablespoon. And then once that's done, I mix in the cheese with it and just stir it up until the cheese is all melted and put it between some toasted bread. I'm not sure how much the fact that I am not using the cream cheese is going to affect this, but it's already disgusting enough. I can't make it even worse for myself by adding in an element that is simply gonna make me throw up. Okay, I'm bored. The smell coming off of this is not good, so that does not bode well for this. And I don't know if it's quite a tablespoon. It is a little more than a tablespoon, but it's gonna be good enough because I cannot wait any longer. I'm bored. I'm now supposed to mix this into the cheese and melt it on low heat. Feels like I just poured radioactive acid into my cheese. And this time I am gonna do the food coloring, but I don't really have electric green food coloring, so I'm not sure how well this is gonna work. Oh, I hate the smell of this. I hate the look of this. Oh, this is mess up. This shouldn't exist. Look at this and genuinely tell me that this should be eaten, because I don't agree if you think so. This is rancid. Come on. You can't be serious. Guys, come on. This isn't right. This isn't moral. So what you're supposed to do is toast the bread in a pan and then squeeze the cheese between it, pretty much like a sandwich, which does not feel like a real grilled cheese to me. So I'm gonna put it in here just for a little bit to form it into a sandwich. Ew. Ew. I can't put it all on, there's too much. What am I doing? That will have to do. Can I put a little more? Do I want to put a little more? Two different questions, really. So I have the grilled cheese here. I tried to do like a shot of me like ripping it open and it being like all cheesy, but it's just goopy slop. It didn't work. Here's my vegetable cucumbers with the Diet Dew mist. I'm like hungry, but this is gonna make me throw up. I brought a trash can bucket in case I need to throw up. Why did I do this? Okay, I survived. Texture is like awful. Not the worst thing in the world, but I guess the dew is kind of coming through. I don't really know. It definitely tastes like sweeter than it should. It's definitely off. The cucumber doesn't seem to really be that affected by the Diet Dew mist. Maybe a little. So I need to like rate these. I forgot that I should have probably did that last time. So for the pancakes, I'm gonna rate it Mountain Dew, because I could not really tell whatsoever that there was Mountain Dew in those pancakes. For this, I'm not like throwing up, but it's like unpleasant. So for this, I'm gonna rate it Mountain Poo. Blech. I just want normal food. So for dinner, which I'm hoping is going to be better than that grilled cheese, we have brisket, made with Code Red actually, which is a flavor of Mountain Dew I've not had, so that'll be interesting. Really, you just take brisket meat and you put some dry rub on it, and then you bake it in the oven for half the time it needs to bake, and then you put some Code Red in the oven to, I guess, like flavor the steam with Code Red energy or something. I'm not using brisket because that's crazy. I do not want to make 6 pounds of brisket. So I'm just gonna do steak, and I'm gonna do the same process basically, except I'll also like sear the steak in a pan a little bit, but I am gonna bake it in the oven for like about an hour, hour and a half, and I'll still do like the Code Red steaming type thing. But yeah, so that's dinner. Also, I just want to say I failed the challenge. I did not exclusively eat Mountain Dew foods today because that grilled cheese was too nasty and I couldn't finish it, and I was really hungry and I needed something real, so I made a real sandwich that I would actually enjoy. So if you're disappointed in me, leave a comment, increase my engagement, let me know how you feel about the fact that I was not able to suffer through that disgusting grilled cheese as my only lunch for the day. Update. I'm feeling pretty ill right now. I have a pretty aggressive tummy ache. Can't say for sure that it's because I'm eating foods that are made with Mountain Dew and fruits that are spritzed with Diet Mountain Dew, but you know, I can't rule that out either. So I don't know, I'm gonna take a nap or go to bed. I don't really know what's happening here, but regardless, I'm gonna make the title Eating Mountain Dew Foods for a Day because it's just catchy. But know that the truth is, I did sneak in a non-Mountain Dew lunch and I'm feeling ill, so this might cover 2 days. So, like I said, I had a tummy ache and I went to bed. It is the next day. It's about noon 30, so now I'm having dinner, and I'm gonna make this brisket, which is actually steak. So I'm supposed to coat the meat in this dry rub mix of spices I have here. I'll put on the screen what it consists of. I actually didn't have some of the items, didn't have black pepper, and my brown sugar is too hard to use, so I just didn't. Honestly, I do not really know how to coat a meat in dry rub. I'm just gonna do my best. You can make fun of me in the comments. Oh, I'm making a mess. I kind of feel like all these spices are going to completely overpower any sort of flavoring that the Code Red steam brings to the table, but this is what the recipe said to do. I guess maybe when foods actually taste like Mountain Dew, they're probably gross, like how that grilled cheese kind of had the vibe and it made me want to throw up, so maybe it's better off. Yeah, I don't know if I did that right. Sorry if I didn't, but I'm gonna count that as coated, and now it has to rest for like 30 minutes or something, and then I guess I'm gonna sear it a little bit in this pan, and then bake it. Probably supposed to let it rest in the fridge, right? Like, if you let it rest at room temperature, isn't it gonna like grow a bunch of bacteria and kill me? That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if that's right, but I'm scared, so. All right, so I guess I'm gonna like sear it just a little bit in this pan. Honestly, I don't even really know why I'm searing this, I just am. I don't know if I'm quite searing it as much as I'm supposed to, but I kind of don't care. Yeah, I don't think I care anymore. So I've read online that like cooking steak in the oven at a low temperature takes like an hour to 90 minutes. But I've also read that flank steak, which is what this is like maybe a little thinner than other cuts. So I don't know how long it's gonna take, but what I'm first gonna do is put it in for like 20 minutes. And then we have to add the code red. So it's been 20 minutes. Honestly, not sure this is like cooking at all, but I guess it's a pretty low temperature. Yeah, I mean, we have quite a ways to go temperature-wise, but I want to put the code red in. I'm gonna try some first before I do that. What is this supposed to be? Cherry flavor. I guess. It's whatever. I wouldn't drink it for fun. So I think I'm just supposed to pour this on the tray and let it simmer. LOL. This is crazy. It's giving weird. Yeah, so at this point, I guess I'm just gonna keep coming back to check the temperature until it's done. So I have my steak here, and I have some broccoli, and you know what's happening with the broccoli, of course. So I'm pretty sure that this steak is not gonna taste at all like code red. I think the idea was that the code red was supposed to create some sort of, I don't know, Mountain Dew steam that was gonna infuse the meat, but it wasn't like steaming or anything. It was just sitting there at the bottom of the tray collecting the meat juice. So I really don't, I'm not seeing it here, but let me just try a little piece. Yeah, I think it just tastes like meat, which is probably for the better, because do you really want your meat to taste like code red? Probably not. But it did say to use the code red with the meat drippings as a finishing sauce. I could pour it on the meat, but I kind of think that if I dip it in, it will have a larger impact. Dipping my steak into some meat soda. Honestly, I'm gonna let that sit in there for a couple seconds while I try some of this dew broccoli. I didn't season it at all. Pretty bland. Yeah, I mean, it's just not good. I think the grapes had the best chance of being good because it's two fruity vibes, but broccoli and citrus soda, I don't know. Okay. I kind of think it did make a difference, but maybe it's just that it made it a little more moist. I think I probably overshot the cooking a little bit because I'm paranoid and I'm afraid of like medium rare meat. There is a moment there when you first bite into it after dipping it where there is like a slight cherry flavored sweetness and then it just turns into steak. So honestly, it's not that bad. It's kind of fun. So the broccoli was a flop, but I expected that. It's mostly just for the joke of spraying soda on it. But honestly, this steak, I'm gonna rate it Mountain Dew. Like, do it. I don't think it was that bad. I don't really know if it's worth all the effort of like baking steak or brisket or whatever in the oven and then like pouring the code red under it. It's kind of messy. It's kind of a messy process. So I don't know if you really should actually do it, but this is the best one so far, so it's gonna have to get the rating Mountain Dew.
So for our final meal, we have a little bit of a late night snack.
Making popcorn and covering it in some sticky Mountain Dew syrup is essentially what is going to happen with this. On the website, I want to note that the instructions just end. It says, combine the sugar and some corn syrup and Mountain Dew and stir it until it boils, and then pour it into a container. That way you can reuse your pan, and then the instructions end. But it does say Mountain Dew popcorn by Fun Foods, and I found the YouTube video that describes how to make this, so that's the process I'm following. I'll link it below. Finally, the last Mountain Dew food item I'm going to be eating. I kind of think this one might be okay. The recipe is very bizarre to me, so you're supposed to mix sugar, corn syrup, and Mountain Dew. Basically mix this up and let it boil, just like the syrup that I made for the pancakes. And then you're supposed to set it aside, make your popcorn, and then mix sugar, corn syrup, Mountain Dew, and a little bit of butter, and then you like mix this into that. It's like the same thing. I really kind of don't see the vision here on what the difference is between these two mixtures really, but whatever. So it's supposed to reach 230, and then you're supposed to take it off the heat and pour it into another container. So this is supposedly Mountain Dew flavored syrup, which I guess is different than this candy coating that is made of the exact same ingredients plus butter. So before I start that, I'm gonna pop the popcorn. I found this really cute pop kit at the store and I'm obsessed because I prefer making popcorn in a pot properly. I don't really want microwave popcorn, and it's very cute that it comes in this little package. And you just pour it all in. Oh, there's salt in here too? That's crazy. I kind of wish there wasn't. I would rather it be not salted. I guess if I wanted no salt, I should have bought a jar of kernels, but I wanted to buy the little kit. I guess the bag literally said simply salted, so I should have known. Popcorn, hopefully on its way soon. So now I'm gonna make the candy coating, which again, still don't really get differences, but I guess there's butter in it. Oh, I forgot to put the food coloring in. So the popcorn's done, and this was supposed to boil for like 3 to 5 minutes, which it did. So I'm supposed to take it off the heat and then pour in the syrup, except he said only to use 1/4 of a cup. And since I reduced the whole thing by 1/4, I guess that means I'm supposed to put about a tablespoon in. What was the purpose? This is like the same thing as what I have here. I really don't get it, but I'll put it in. Then I'm supposed to mix it into the popcorn. Here's my popcorn. Then you're supposed to put it on a baking sheet and then flatten it out and put it in the oven at 250 for like 8 minutes. I don't know why. Maybe to like firm up the coating. I don't know. And then let it cool for like half an hour and break it up into little popcorn pieces. And then I'm done. All right, so it's the next day from the first day. So really this has taken a total of 3 calendar days. I mean, I did make the popcorn last night, but I wanted to film the final scene in the light of day. So I'm an extra liar as far as the title goes. And I'm sorry, I hope you can find it in yourself to forgive me, but at least I did make and eat all of the things I intended to do. So here's our final item, Mountain Dew popcorn. I did my best to make it look cute in this bowl, but the popcorn does not really come apart from itself very easily. And as it was resting on the baking sheet, a lot of the candy coating syrup mixture, it just sunk to the bottom. There's just a layer of goop at the bottom of a lot of this popcorn. So I tried to like pick out the least goopy pieces, but there's still a lot of sunken goop in this bowl. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to pick out one piece. Okay, that wasn't bad, but you can see there's this little like goo tail that came off. And once again, I'm not really sure I'm tasting the Mountain Dew. It does taste like sweet and sugary popcorn. Very sticky, very unpleasant to chew. My teeth are coated in a layer of it. I had the most hopes for this one, because like sweetened flavored popcorn seems like a relatively normal thing. And I think if the Mountain Dew brand actually released a popcorn, it probably would taste like Mountain Dew, because they would have the technology to like inject the most concentrated flavoring possible to make it really come through. But when you're reducing soda on the stove into a little syrup and mixing it with sugar, I just don't think you're gonna get that effect by doing it yourself. So this didn't taste too bad, but the chewing experience was horrendous, and also the touching experience was not so great either. So I'm gonna rate this Mountain Ew, just because it's icky sticky. But I would say the overall verdict on all of this is that Mountain Dew is better as a drink than as an ingredient in food, which is a pretty obvious natural conclusion that you could assume without making 4 different Mountain Dew courses. And I'm also willing to bet that everybody who worked on that Mountain Dew recipes website knows that as well. And it's mostly just for the shock factor of getting to take a picture of a ooey gooey grilled cheese that's bright green that has Mountain Dew in it. And you know, I agree, I get it. The whole concept is very clickbait worthy, and that's part of why I did it. So, did any of this turn out well? No. Did I expect it to? Also no. But despite that, I hope you still had fun watching, and subscribe for more tiny treats.